Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for your amazing presentations and sharings throughout the course of the arts of teaching Shakespeare. I've simply learned so much from your amazing knowledge and skills, and I was so happy that I've taken out of a lot of ideas and inspirations for my own practice. So in this presentation, I will be quickly going through the process that I've been taking and the whole rationale behind my last monologue. And then toward the end, of course, you will see my humble monologue presentation. So yeah, so my last monologue is based on the Shakespeare's play, The Taming of the Shrew. And the monologue that I have invented is going to take place in Act 2, Scene 1. It's right before Petruchio, one of the main characters in the play, meets another female character, Catherine, the main character, for the first time. Now, Lexi's, when Lexi's giving a monologue, actually her interior monologue, actually Petruchio was on his way to see Catherine for the first time, and somehow he overhears a few lines of Lexi's monologue. So, he knows a little bit about how, Lexi has a feeling for him, but despite that, he would, carry on pursuing his, one and only goal, marrying Catherine. So, the character that I have invented is Lexi. She's 23-year-old. She's very young, much, much, much younger than Catherine. She was a maid in Petrucci's house, but now she's in the same town as Petrucci because he moved to Padua to, approach and seduce Catherine for money. And Lexi managed to work in Catherine's place as a housemaid too because she wanted to stay close to Petruchio. Now, Lexi secretly has feelings for Petruchio, but she has never ever revealed her feelings to him. To Petruchio, Lexi is just simple-minded, pleasant, and agreeable housemaid who matters little or nothing to him. So Lex is very shy around Petruchio, but she's very shy, but bright and positive and agreeable. But inside, she feels very lonely and jealous, and she feels like dark and depressed. And she's like, of course she hates Catherine. So she's got this menacing thought about how Catherine cannot have Petruchio. Her goal is to interfere with Petruchio, trying to win Catherine's heart. In terms of her physical appearance, I think she looks rather chubby, round, and homey, definitely not as sophisticated as Catherine. Of course, Catherine is from a very wealthy family. Her father is super wealthy, and she's well dressed, and she's very sophisticated. Lexi's, however, is from the countryside, right? So, and the whole rationale behind this new character Lexi is from my observation on Petruchio, because I thought in the original play of The Taming of the Shrew, I thought Petruchio seems to have little of no struggles whatsoever with his goal to marrying Catherine. It was just rather too simple and easy. Catherine was an easy target somehow. And so I thought, at least by overhearing Lexi's interior monologue, he now knows that a little bit about how Lexi has a crush on him. And, but he doesn't really care, right? He moves on. Inventing Lexi was really a fun part. As soon as I read The Taming of the Shrew, I knew that somebody has to come between Catherine and Petruchio without changing the course of their affairs too much to Catherine. The roadblock that I have experienced is apparently writing that piece of monologue. It wasn't really an easy task. And in my monologue, my intention was that I wanted the audience to have my wonderings why things are so easy and simple for Petruccio. I wanted Lexi's monologue to add some darkness to the comedy, because the Taming of the Shrew is obviously a famous comedy of Shakespeare. So I wanted, between the scenes of comical scenes between Catherine and Petruccio, all these like wrestlings and fighting scenes, very comical. I wanted to add a little bit of sprinkles of darkness and depressed thoughts and ideas. And I wanted Lexi to sound a little jealous, sarcastic, but when I read the whole script, it doesn't sound so sarcastic and dark. So, yeah, that is my greatest takeaway. This is something that I need to work on. How to write a script that reflects the writer's intention. Scene one. Then when was my monologue discovered? Imagine in my own imagination. It's really fun to imagine that the original script of The Taming of the Shrew was included, of course, in the first folio in published in 1623. However, a small piece that reads Lexi's monologue was found in Elizabethan Playhouse in London this year, 2021. A few cast members found a small crack in the closet that showed this piece. That shows my handwriting. That shows similar, familiar names of the characters from The Taming of the Shrew. At first, they paid little attention to this antique paper, but now they know, because there are the same characters in this small monologue. Now, people are now wondering why this piece wasn't included in the first folio. That remains a mystery, because it's true. Now, how I would be applying my understanding and skills to my practice, wow, I'm just so excited already. I am definitely going to be working with my students on creating a new character with their own perspective. So students from grade 1 to 5 can start from the fictional book that they are reading, and then they might be, I will prompt them to create a new character, a few lines or a dialogue with an existing character, or simply a complete monologue. And depending on their writing ability, it'll be really a fun way to instill their creativity into a fictional story. Another thing that I'm going to be definitely trying is, of course, 4 acts of language, which I loved so much. I will be using how to use commands and statements and exclamations and questions to persuade the audience, to express the ideas and thoughts with the audience. And I'll be providing some sort of like creativity, provocative paintings and visual images, and it'll be an amazing experience for my bilingual students. And also, I would love to try having some experiential linguistic activities with nouns in parts of speech, how to play with nouns and then turn them into verbs and adjectives. And maybe somehow I might try them, look into their mother tongue and English, and then if they can borrow some nouns from their native tongue and somehow, recreate, different parts of the speech, like, from nouns to adjectives and verbs, but across the 2 to 3 languages. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. Come, love, feet like the rain slaps the parched land, blind the lonely spinster with your sweet, caressing tongue. You smoldering fire. Do you hear the pitter-patter that comes to put out your fire? Don't doubt his desire for your deep, hidden beauty. Why? Show your fireball of intelligence. I see love come to your dowry as fast as the bees do to honey. Your father's veriest wish is your happiness. Your sister's only interest is to deprive of the loneliness. Marry. Petruchio. To be his mistress is to prove your worth. To be wedded is to win your father's love. Sing Petruchio, goodly man. He will be as sweet as Romeo to Juliet. As long as you cover yourself with big fat dowry. Get your happy husband. Who cares about his drools on your dowry?